Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Too Hot to Handle, Season 4, Episodes 8 through 10. I had to record this one in my basement, so if it's echoing, just ignore it. We're going to get through this. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into Episode 8. If you've been here before or if you haven't, either way, subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel and don't hesitate to like as well. So we start off with Sean and Ja. Sean is a new guy, and he says he has eyes for her, and they both are attracted to each other. I'm attracted to them like together as a potential couple. He said he messed up not picking her for the first date. I think that the producers told him to pick Kayla because last time Seb went out, so it just made sense. So Sophie is venting the job that she's not ready to date anyone. Like that Creed situation solidified that for her. She's just not into it. And quite frankly, she's ready to go home. We already know if you watch Too Hot to Handle before that Lana tends to send people home early. So it's like she's almost begging, like a cry for help, like, send me home. I'm ready to go. So Ethan asks Imogen if, her girls are real. And she calls him an F boy. He has no game. He is terrible. I don't know how he even like attracts women. Like y'all might be attracted to the physical, but once he starts talking, it's a hell nah for me. So Sean approaches Ja. They're out sitting by the pool. And she tells him, she likes Nick, but she is curious about him. Uh, Suddenly, out of nowhere, he starts rubbing sunblock on her legs. And I'm like, what in the editing is going on here? Like it was just like, I'm curious about you. And then he just started rubbing her legs down. Like, how did we transition into this? But okay. Nick wants to tell her how he feels about her, and as soon as he goes outside to do that, he catches them in the act. He sees Sean rubbing her legs down. They don't see him. I don't know how. At least Sean wouldn't have seen him because he was like facing him. But okay, they had to act like they didn't see him. Okay. So Nick didn't even say anything. He just took that information and put it in his pocket and he just walked off. And then she's asking him, like, ooh, why did they call you Big Sean? I thought it was because he was tall and buff, but I guess not. So after Nick walks off, we see Imogen and Creed talking, and she's asking, like, should she stop pursuing him? Is he sexually attracted to her? Basically, no, she should not stop. And yes, he is sexually attracted to her, of course, because her and Flavia favor, and that's his type. So that night, there's a costume party for the newbie, so everybody's dancing, having fun. Ja is dancing on Big Sean. So Lana interrupts and she tells the group, two people are going home tonight. Like she ain't wasting not tomorrow morning, but tonight. So Ethan and to no surprise, Sophie are the two chosen to go home. Ethan just didn't learn anything. He's not growing. We could have sent four people home. And y'all already know who I'm about to say. Nigel and Dominique could have gone as well because why are they here? But all right. See, before like episode like season one, they had to split the money between everybody, and it didn't make sense to have them there. But I guess now they just give it to like one person or to a couple or to whatever. So I guess they can sit there just to fill up space. So Creed had a wake up call, and he's like, I'm gonna stick with Flavia. Like that was a wake up call for me. Like I don't need to keep jumping ship and going to the next shiny new thing. I need to stick with somebody, and Flavia didn't do anything wrong, so I need to stay with her. So Ja confesses to Nick that Sean is her type, and she wants to get to know him. Flavia and Creed are talking by the pool, and he fibs. He tells her a tall tale and tells her that Imogen is giving friendship vibes. Ladies, if y'all see Creed coming y'all way and he talking about he got a female friend, no, he don't. Like, do not trust it. And I just so happened to take a peek at his IG, and he did shout out his like long term friend that got him in the friend zone. I guarantee you, she said, you know what, Creed, I'm gonna take this to the next level. He gonna go for it. Like, do not trust this man. He is not trustworthy. So just then, as he's talking to Flavia, telling her, like, I'm not into Imogen, only as a friend. Imogen walks out and she's like behind them and she's like, kind of teasing him and being flirtatious and easily distracting Creed. And I don't feel sorry for Flavia. She got a taste of her own medicine. If you can steal him, he can get stolen. You lose him. How you get him? Oh well. So Ja and Sean have a one-on-one. He tells her that his dad left at an early age. He ended up being in a group home and then he got adopted. So we know they share that in common. She shares that she was also adopted. So Sean was like, look, I'm more than looks. It's deeper than that. I don't know how deep this can go though, because I mean you came at the very end of the show. So I mean we almost done filming. I don't know how much deep it can get. Yeah, y'all can connect on that, but you don't want to just trauma bond, if that makes sense. So I mean, I like Sean, but I like Nick too. It's really tough. I'm undecided. So the ladies do a workshop about their wombs. These workshops this season are absolutely pointless. After the workshop, Flavia confronts Creed and tells him that she's interested. No, she asks him if he's interested in Imogen. And if he is, he's going to lose her. Like, if you want to go over there with her, go over there with her. I'm done with it. So Creed explains that Imogen is in the friend zone. And he's like, don't I cuddle with you in front of her? Didn't I choose you? And didn't I make it clear? And all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, you did. Yep. Mm-hmm. So she's feeling confident. Like, you know what? He's right. He did make it clear. Like, he likes her as a friend and she wants it to be more, but he doesn't. And girl, you listening to these men will disappoint you every time. So, Ja and Sean are talking. And meanwhile, Nick is like meditating or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was on a spiritual. I'm going to stay away from that, okay? Sean tells her he sees long-term longevity with her. Long-term longevity. Ooh, you know what? He's so fine. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. Whatever that means, I'm with it. So after he tells her that, he's like, there's something there between us. Physical attraction, that's it, that's all. And in the bathroom, Creed bumps into Imogen and tells her he doesn't want to end what they have. Creed, see, he will fool you because he looks like a good guy. He's the F-boy, period. And speaking of F-Boy, did y'all know that they canceled F-Boy Island on HBO Max if you watch that? I'm so disappointed. I like F-Boy Island. But okay. So, after he tells her that, he's like, look, I won't be sleeping with you tonight because it got so messy the last time with Sophie when I did that. Like, I do like you. And trust me, when I tell you, I'm going to tell her, but not tonight. Girl, if that wasn't a sign, what will be? Okay. So on the other side, Sean is asking Ja if they can sleep together. And she's tempted. And that was where episode 8 ends. So on to episode 9. Ja says she has to think about sleeping in the bed with Sean. Like, she wants to do it because she wants to see if the spark between them is real. Like, she has to know. And I want to know too. So I might not be the right person for this one because I kind of feel like, yeah, girl, do it because I want to know. Now, once you do it, you won't be wondering what if and all that won't be in the back of your mind. You'll know for sure. But if I was Nick, the minute you got in the bed with him, it's over with me. You don't got no chances with me. It's done. But that's just me. So Ja ends up pulling Nick to the side and tells him she's going to sleep with Sean tonight. And she just has to know. She just got to know if the connection is real. It ain't. So Nigel dropped the ball when he didn't choose Ja in the beginning, in my opinion, because now he has nobody. And as we can see, the boys are fighting over Ja. Excuse me. Nick has to share a bed with Imogen. And in his confessional, he was like shedding tears. He really does seem like a genuinely nice guy. We can be fooled. Like over there on Love is Blind with SK, but we're going to leave that alone. Sometimes a nice guy act is an act, but he's giving genuine good guy. In the morning, Nick is saying he didn't sleep well. Ja feels guilty. If you feel guilty, then you know what you got to do, girl. So Creed is telling Nigel and Seb, and they, playing a game or something in the pool. And so He was like, look, I'm gonna choose Flavia, like, but that answer didn't seem certain at all. While he's sitting there looking unsure, Ja tells Britton that she's still confused and she feels like she's actually running from Nick. Like, he seems like such a good guy that she's running away and scaring her away because of her past with the adoption and not feeling worthy to be loved, etc. So Creed has a one-on-one with Imogen, and I'm like, besides the physical, there's nothing there. They are talking about nothing. The conversation brings nothing at all. Especially since they don't know each other. Like, you can have like lackluster conversation when you in deep with somebody. Like, you don't know her and you're not asking her anything. So stop it. You need to go home. So he still doesn't cut her off. Kayla and Seb are on a very tiny boat. They're having their date. And they were like, you know what, the long distance, like they both seem a little unsure about it. We cut to James and Britton. They're saying they want to make things official. They want to make things work. And they finally, after all this time, in the last hour, get the green light. And so they kiss because Britton was like, what if there's no sparks there when we kiss? There were sparks there. And I forgot about those watches. But I'm glad they got the green light. They finally kiss. They're going to stick beside each other. Kayla and Seb are official as well. Like, Seb asked her to be his girlfriend, so they are locked in. They get a green light as well. We get a nice kissing scene from them. So I'm just like, Nigel and Dom are still sitting there. Why? Then Lana tells Ja she has to decide who she's going to pick. She's like, look, meet me in the cabana. She tells her, she gives her the ultimatum. You got to make a decision. One guy is going to be in one location. The other guy's going to be in the other location. Whoever you pick, you're going to go to them. And whoever you don't pick, their watch is going to turn red. So they're waiting in their separate locations. Both men are wearing black. And this scene, like everything else that's been going on all season, dragged like hell. But Ja picks Nick. And Sean gets a red light. So Creed is still sitting there and on the other side, stringing both ladies along. And I'm just like, when are they going to be in front of each other at the same time? Like, this is going on long enough. So Ja's talking to Nick, and she's being vulnerable, saying she's afraid. She doesn't want him to leave her, and with her adoption and everything, she's scared he'll leave. Listen, relationships scared me, and I wasn't adopted, so I can only imagine how you feel. I mean, listen, it's real out here. So they want to stick together. They got a green light. They passionately kiss. That seems genuine, especially on Nick's part. I really see it for Nick. I like Nick. So I'm fine. Either way, I feel like she couldn't have gone wrong. Like, it was a win-win for her. A win is a win, okay? So back at the house, they're right. They see her coming back with Nick. Everybody's excited. And then she goes and talks to Sean and explains why she chose Nick. He has no hard feelings. He's like, you know what? I really liked you, but I want the best for you. And, I mean, what was he supposed to say? He'd only been there for 2 days. So then I'm giggling to myself because I'm like, in the last few episodes, there has not been one rule break. So it's always like, oh, in the beginning, like, oh man, we just can't even resist kissing. Like, it's so hard, the temptation. And at the end, don't nobody be doing nothing. Which lets us know that they do have self-control and y'all need to stop. So Lana gathers everyone and calls Creed out for being a player and playing both sides in front of everybody. Imogen does a horrible job of acting. Terrible. Like, pretending to be, she's like, girl, you was better off just sitting there straight face. Like, Flavia was, trying to look believable. But Imogen, girl, try again. Get an acting coach. And that leads us to episode 10. Imogen exposed Creed for being a liar and what he told her, because he tried to say in front of Flavia, like, I told her she was in the friend zone. And she like, no, girl, that's not what he said. He was leading me on. I wish Sophie was here in this moment to see this. I know she is sitting back getting her last laugh on this one. So Lana gives Creed the opportunity to tell the truth one more time. And he lied again. He like, I'm going to lie until I can't lie no more. And Lana was like, that's it. You got to go. You a liar. You don't deserve to be here. Get out. She gave him the boot. He got kicked out immediately. expeditiously. And so Flavia and Imogen are talking in the bathroom, and they're like, yeah, girl, I should have been talking to you. Like, he played us both. So they decided, it's a girl power moment, and they're going to share a bed tonight. So the group has a last workshop. Snooze fest, blah, boring. And then Seb and Kayla and Nick and Ja are the finalists. They're selected as a finalist. They're the two strongest couples. So everyone else has to vote to decide who gets the money, which is $89,000. And it's only right Nick and Ja win. And that is where the season ends. I don't like that this show doesn't have a reunion because who's still together? Me personally, I don't think nobody together in real life. But I want to know, like, who kind of dated afterwards. Now, they did have a virtual reunion before. They need to give us a reunion because I need to know if at least one couple made it. Like, I know I saw James and Britton flirting, but I don't care about them. I'm talking about the real couples. Let me know what y'all are thinking in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.